Okay, hello, beautiful souls. Please let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me. I know a lot of you thought the circle was, oh, here we go with the quibbly table. Thought the circle was tomorrow night. I don't know what happened, but see, everything is linked. My Facebook, Eventbrite, YouTube, all that shit is linked together to make my life easy and post everything in one place. I don't know if it was me because I know I wrote it down. As soon as I post the event, I write it in my appointment book when the circle is. So I make sure that I prepare for it. Hey, Amy. Hey, Lynn. And I don't know if YouTube changed my time zone. Like there must be something that's different because I notice a lot of people that I follow, instead of posting an event like ahead of time, it always has like the wrong date and a weird time, like in the middle of the night. So, hey, Ma'am. Hey, Yashira. It somehow it changed my shit and it changed it on everything. And I don't know what happened. I really don't. So much for technology, right? Making my life easy, it did not. So those of you that have to watch the replay because you thought it was tomorrow, I apologize, but the energy is still the same. The messages is still the same. Everything is still the same. It's just that I guess we can't interact with each other like we normally do. So I apologize for that. So I want to welcome all of you to the full moon in Libra. Hey, Judy. There is just so much going on. Everybody feels it. So I'm going to share what we feel collectively so you realize you're not alone because you are not. So Libra is the scales, like the scales of justice. Libra is an air sign and air governs the mind. See where I'm going with this? So this full moon energy is bringing balance, which is, yay, we got balance. However, we don't know where the imbalance is until we feel the imbalance, right? So as the outcome will be balanced, but as we get there, it's going to suck. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's going to suck. We also have the Mercury retrograde April 21st to, I think it's May 14th, and it's in Taurus, which scares me a little because the full moon is near my the new moon is near my birthday, and at the same time, it's an eclipse and the retrograde. So I kind of, oh, are you Yashira? Yashira, I hope I said that right. I'm a little nervous. I'm not going to lie. Because we are all in a massive transformation, collectively, globally, and personally. And you can just see it. While we were being distracted with the Trump bullshit, and it doesn't matter, I'm not into politics. I think they're all full of shit. However, if they can do that to him, they can do it to anybody. And at that same time, the feds passed, there's no more paper money and coins. Everything is going completely digital. They also put in the bill for the, what is it? Hang on, let me get Restrict Act. And they use the ban TikTok bullshit. Okay, Shada, I hope I said that right. Hey, Lucy. And the Restrict Act gives the government in the United States full range of whatever they want. They could put me in jail if they don't like this video. They can arrest you with no reason because you're participating in this video. Anything that they do not like will be treated like a terrorist, basically. And they can take you home, they can take your money, they can shut you down, and they can arrest you they can, what is it called? Indefinite detention. And they don't even have to prove you did something wrong. So, and the reason why I'm sharing this is because this is the collapse of the third dimensional world as we know it. It will never be the same. And if we contribute the fear that they want us to be in, like anxious, oh my God, there's no money. Oh my God, the government's going to do this. Oh my God, oh my God. That's the energy they want. Because while we are in this fear-based frequency, they're doing exactly what they want to do. They don't want us to come together. They don't want us to relate to each other or come together. So the best thing you could do right now, because everyone's feeling anxious, I have been feeling like this heaviness in my chest. I don't know if it's collective. I don't know if it's just me, because I went through a lot of massive changes within the past 3 weeks, a lot. So I don't know what it is, but I also feel that something big is going to happen. Like I'm waiting for something. And I'm noticing that there's certain things I want to do, but I feel like I need to wait. And it does not feel like a block that's keeping me from taking action. It's more of a feeling that just wait a little bit. Oh, are you, Lynn? Yeah, I want to hear what you guys are feeling. I'm sharing what I'm feeling, and I know a lot of you share with me what you're feeling. But here in the chat, share with me what you're feeling. And if you're feeling the same thing, there's a lot of achiness. The achiness, the ears ringing, the pressure in the head, the same symptoms I'm always talking about is coming from the intense energies coming into Earth. The Schumann resonance, we're getting blasted with solar flares. The northern lights, the aurora of the Earth is being seen in areas that normally would not see it, like Minnesota. I didn't even know they could see it, but it's been there. So there's a lot of shifting and changing going on. So, personal life, it's making us anxious because there's so much unknown. We've never been in this place before. History can't repeat itself because we are making history. So we don't know what to expect. Even wars and fights are different than they used to be. So, hey, Tasha, I'm glad you made it. Yes, like something is coming. And it feels exciting, but excitement and anxiety kind of feel the same depending on what your frequency is, right? Because it really is the same energy. It's just two different polarities of the same energy. So there is a lot of that going on. As humans, what separates us, not separates, but what makes a human different than our soul, for instance, is the fact we are guided through emotions. We get to feel. In spirit form, in conscious form, we can't feel emotions. This is why we chose to come here. We want to feel things. And then when we get here, we don't want to feel shit, right? So it's just very interesting. So April and May are going to be very emotional times for us because we need to heal on a quantum level on the fastest pace you could think of. Like we're getting blasted with energies. We're getting blasted with emotions. Be mindful of those emotions. I feel like I just did the April reading in Patreon, and I almost feel like I'm saying the same thing as the readings, but it's really, it comes down to that's the collective energy that we're in right now. So we are guided through our emotions. You either feel good or you feel bad. Those are the only two things. If it feels good, keep doing it. If it feels bad, acknowledge it. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't ignore it. Acknowledge you're feeling bad and kind of dig a little deep into why you're feeling bad. Where is it coming from? Because that simple awareness is what transmutes that shitty energy into a much higher frequency. And that is how we change the planet. That is how we create this new earth, through our vibration. And I know for a lot of people, it's hard to understand that, but whoever was controlling humanity made sure that is something we never learned and we never connected to, our energy field, and that we are pure energy. So I suggest, and I know it's hard when you're going through a challenging time, but even if it's for a moment, when you're feeling bad, do something that makes you feel good. Watch something that makes you laugh. Laugh at, oh God, laugh at everything. I mean, the craziest things, hey, Shelly, the craziest things have been happening. And at some point, either you're going to cry and have a breakdown, or you just got to laugh because it's just so ridiculous. Try to laugh as much as you can out of everything that's going on, especially when it's out of your control. Because even though we like to think we're in control, we know we're not. We know we are not. The only thing we can control is how we feel. And it comes down to either good or bad. Each one has its own frequencies. What we choose is what we are going to attract and manifest. Hey, Lex, finally. So I did chat. Oh my God. I said it even in the April video. I channeled this morning, and I didn't even read what I wrote yet. I wanted to save it. Hopefully I can understand my handwriting. But that was a message from whatever, my higher self, your higher self, a higher power, whatever it is. It didn't come from my mind. I was not thinking it. But it is time to clear out shit in order to bring balance. That's the theme for this month and next month. So these are going to be, I don't want to say they're going to be challenging and hard. It really depends where you are with who you are. It could be challenging, or it could be like, oh, thank God, this is a relief. It's exciting to go into like new stuff and not know what's going to happen. I'm tired of the repetitiveness. Some people don't like that. Some people do. So it's not that it's going to be good or bad, but it's something that's needed. We need to clear out old energy. We need to start doing things we never did before. Because, like I said, history is not repeating itself because we are making history. So we need to do things we've never done. And I always suggest trust what feels right to you. Your opinion is not going to be the same as mine. However, if we are in the same frequency, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I think or what you think. If we are all in this higher frequency, that's all that counts. And this is what the collective needs. The collective needs more higher frequency because there is so much anxiety. There is so much heaviness. There's just so much. Sometimes, and I don't know if you guys feel this way too. Sometimes I'm watching all these crazy things that are going on in the world, and it feels surreal to me. Like it's not even real. It feels like, are they serious? Like, is this real? Or is it like, it doesn't feel real. It feels like when you go to Universal Studios, it looks like all these buildings. And then when you walk up to it, it's a half a building made out of styrofoam. It's not real, right? Like, what is that? Potemkin Village, Potemkin Village, some shit like that. Like the fake village. That is another sign. Feeling like you need to clear out your home and reorganizing, because Metaphorically, when we physically clean, we're cleaning out our mind. People who are like pack rats, they hold a lot of past issues in their minds and they play it over and over and over again. So your environment, your home will tell you where your mind is. And if you're feeling the need to clear it out. I mean, I was doing the same thing, just clear it out. You're not wearing it, you're not using it. Bye. So I want to thank my patrons. I love you guys. I want to thank all of you that have sent me donations and gifts, and those that have subscribed and follow me. I really love you guys. I love these circles, and I appreciate each and every one of you. So now to the channeled message. I don't know where I started this on what page. Okay, we're going to start here. All right, so the false light is desperate. May will be the total collapse. April is about letting go of old ways as new systems are developed. Your energy as a collective is creating these new systems. I put is, but it should be are, but it was a channel. April is rock bottom for many to awaken. All will feel the collective energy. So everyone, April will be the rock bottom to people who have not awakened yet. But we're all, if you are aware of what's going on and you're seeing beyond it, you're going to feel the collective energy. That's how I'm understanding this. Anxiety, aches and pains, stomach and mind will be affected. Be mindful of thought, for this is higher self speaking. So any thoughts you have is your higher self speaking. Whether it's negative or positive, something needs to come to your attention. Emotions are revealing blocks and encourages growth. Feeling good, stay there. Feeling bad, change your focus. Go with the flow. Changes are necessary right now. Slow, steady progress. Your vibration determines collective energy. A tree loses leaves so new ones can grow. Current energy is like creating the new leaves. Do not be distracted. Allow the collapse of old ways. Collapse of old ways are creating desperation. You are so much more than the material world. Mother Nature has provided all you need to survive on Earth and expects nothing in return. Just same unconditional, nothing in return except the same unconditional love she provides. And that was my morning message. I don't even understand my handwriting and the things that come out, but I think you get the point of the message, right? So now we're moving on to the reading, and then we will be doing the meditation after the reading. So I'm going to show you, oh shoot, I needed a timestamp and I don't have a pen. Maybe I do, hang on. I have my fairy pencil. Okay. I'm going to show you 3 cards. Each card represents a deck. Pick the deck that you're drawn to, and that is the message that you need to hear. All the decks are going to resonate with one another. You're going to relate to almost all the decks. But the deck you choose is hopefully will change your perspective, or maybe you're not seeing something at all, or you think it's something else, whatever it is. So tonight's theme is safe home protection, justice, which is so perfect that this card came out because really Libra energy represents justice, and glamour. So when I saw this card pop out, I thought of glamour magic, because glamour magic is something you use to feel good about yourself and to raise your vibration, right? Using glamour magic right now will. Oh, these aren't the cards, Tasha. This is the theme of the deck. I'm going to show you the cards in a minute. I'm sorry. These are. Glamour magic would be a good way to raise your vibration, to make you feel good, and then you put out that energy. Okay, so now we're gonna choose the deck. Let's see, I'm gonna go 19. All right, so, and here's the Justice card again, Justice. This is deck number 1. If you're drawn to this, this is deck number 1. Romance is deck number 2. If you're drawn to this, you are deck number 2. And fertility is deck number 3. If you're drawn to this, you are deck number 3. Now, let me know when you pick your cards so I know I don't have to like wait a minute and go back, but I am going to repeat them again. Deck number 1 is Justice. Deck number 2 is Romance. And deck number 3 is Fertility. Okay, so I'm going to do number 1, number 2. Oh, I'm shaking this table. As you can see, I'm still in my bedroom. I did not fix the space yet to do the videos like I thought I would, but hey. Oh, Shelly, you're here. Real fireplace. I said that the last circle, but I don't think you were on, so there's a real fireplace now that it's 98 degrees out. Go me, right? Okay, everybody chose their deck. So I'm going to put these here. I'm going to time stamp. Yes, you can absolutely be drawn to 2 decks. Most people are drawn to 2 decks, especially in the beginning. So if you chose Justice, you are deck number 1. Oh, really, Shelly? Well, let's see what deck number 1 has to say. Okay, so deck number 1. We're going to start off with your chakra cards. Sacral chakra, third eye chakra, and root chakra. So those of you that picked deck number 1, like I said, we're all in this anxiety and we all feel off balance. However, I feel like you are as stable as you've ever been in your life right now, even though there's chaos. Even though maybe you don't believe or you don't think that you are, you have a strong foundation. However, I feel like some of you may be having back or hip issues, like in your hips. And that's coming from a fear of not being stable. So you have a strong foundation, but the imbalance is you're not feeling very stable and secure. So just know that you are standing on a firm foundation. You are stable and secure. It's just some kind of fear that's coming up. For some of you, it may be related to relationships. You do have the relationship card here. So it could be that, because this is a collective reading, so I'm going to go with the different feelings that I feel. Some may be in a relationship they want to get out of, but they're afraid because of financial security or the financial stability. They don't think they can do that. So that's one aspect. The other aspect is your fear of getting into a relationship because either you feel you would be taking advantage or you may become codependent, because I feel like maybe you were codependent in the past, but you've healed that And now this fear of being codependent is what's keeping you from getting into a relationship, if that makes sense. The third eye, this one I feel like you're having issues sleeping. And even though I almost feel like you want clarity, you're asking for clarity, you're very connected to your intuition. Stupid thing keeps moving. You're very connected to your intuition. And maybe your idea of clarity is too detailed because you have the clarity you need, but you don't have the details. But you have the clarity because your clarity is feeling. Yes, Shelley, I agree. I choose to be single too. But I'm sure there's some issues there, like the reason why. So I feel like you have the clarity that you need. Your intuition is really on point. You're getting a lot of gut feelings. You're also having trouble sleeping. It's as if you're tired, and then by the time you go to sleep, you're wide awake. Like you get a second wind as soon as you try to wind down, you're up and you're having a hard time sleeping. I also feel some of you may be having very lucid dreams, like bizarre dreams. You're aware that you're dreaming and you're interacting in your dream. And sometimes you may not know if something really happened or if you dreamt it, because it's almost as if they're crossing over. Like the third dimension is crossing over with a higher dimension, and you don't know what really happened or you dreamt it. I feel like that's like a big theme. And if you haven't experienced this yet, I feel like you will, because I feel very, very strong about these dreams. Definitely doing a lot of healing in your dreams, even if they feel bizarre. The people in your dream represent a version of you that not only you're looking to heal, but will also bring you the clarity you're asking for. So I would suggest just write down your dreams as soon as you wake up, or like try to wake yourself up and write it. Just keep a dream journal, because what you're seeking is already there. You're already receiving that. So just keep track of that. Now you got the number 5. The number 5 is standing out to me. Today is the 5th, and the number 5 energy is positive growth through change. That's how I see the number 5. So I feel like you're in a really good place for balance, because you're aware, you're mindful, your intuition is very strong, and you're deeply connected to it. Like even visions, you get visions. But there's some clearing out that needs to take place. Oh, you got a shit ton of cards. Okay, you got the crown chakra, which is the same thing. It's divine connection. New beginnings. Love begins. Shadow. Transformation. Fertility. And third eye again. So this is your intuition right here. So let's go through the cards. The aspect of that hidden fear, there's your shadow side. The people around you are triggering this fear. Try to be mindful of what they are triggering. There's no magic formula to heal other than being aware that it exists. I swear to you, that's really the answer. Being aware that it exists. So when you feel something, somebody says something that just pisses you off, instead of reacting, be like, okay, what am I feeling? I'm feeling blah, blah, blah. why am I feeling this? Is this really happening? Like, is this person making me feel this way? Not really. You're choosing to feel that way because something is buried underneath all those excuses that you've been telling yourself for years, which is the shadow. As soon as you get to that core issue, you have the power to completely transmute it just by being aware of it. That's all it is, being aware of it. So, okay, not only are you going through a transformation, but these 3 cards: new beginnings, love begins, and fertility. If you are not wanting to get pregnant, be very careful, because I feel like with the fertility card, you're a fertile myrtle, and it can happen. Now, of course, whatever's meant to happen is going to happen no matter what, but just be mindful of that you're in this energy. You're in this creation energy. When you're in creation energy, especially women will get pregnant because it is that same energy. The new beginnings, I also feel, besides like relationship. So let's say you're not into a relationship, right? Like Shelly said, this has to do with business also, because love and business, money, career have the same energy, because it is the same. You create that the same way. You create money the same way you would create a baby, for instance, through the act of intention. You don't do the same exact steps. I mean, you could, but you don't need to. So if you are not interested in a relationship, even though you're not interested, I still feel like there's a lot of attractive energy going on right now. Attraction energy. And I think every sign I did in April's reading, they were coming together with some divine partnership. Sorry, deck number 1. If you do not want to be in a relationship, there will be a possibility. And I feel like this person is different than any other type you've ever been attracted to. If anything, this person you're going to write off in the beginning, but it's your choice whether you want a relationship or not. But there is going to be a very strong connection with this person. There is also opportunities for you to start a business and taking action right now, following your heart, what you're really passionate about. I don't care if it's a hobby or a crazy ass idea, whatever it is right now, everything you touch, you will create. I didn't say that right. Everything you touch will grow. So the idea that you have, just from the idea, it manifested, right? It's on a timeline. It already exists because you thought of it. That's how timelines work. But you are in the perfect position to quickly and easily jump on the timeline. Laughing at Shelly. You could always quickly and easily jump on the timeline where this already exists. So that, take it however you want. But if you're is it anti-relationship? I don't even know if I said that right. But if you're not wanting one, I feel like Shelly said, she's always down for another disaster. I don't feel like that's what it is. I feel this is different. But I also feel whatever you're passionate about, now is the time to put it out there, because you're in this. You got, where's the chakra cards? Your chakra cards. Look, you have your idea, the creation, the manifestation. That's really how manifesting works. Everybody starts with like the root chakra up, but really it comes from the mind down to creation. Never understood why they did chakras that way, but whatever. So now is a good time for you to take action on your ideas, your passions, whatever it is, because I feel like it's going to develop into something very big, very quickly. So you have a shit ton of moon cards. It was so funny because when I first shuffled, I don't see the cards. I just like channel and I'm like, okay, deck number 1, and I pull out all the cards, and deck number 2. And when I did this deck, a bunch of these cards fell out. And I was like, oh my God, that's too many cards. Maybe I slipped. Shuffled them again, and the same amount of cards fell out, a shit ton. So I was like, oh, I guess they need all those messages. So you have emotions are running high. Nothing will come of the situation. A time for healing. Your dreams need a practical plan. Hold your vision. Shelly, you're going to like this one. A new romantic cycle begins. Your commitment is being tested, and expect a powerful change. So honestly, this just validated everything I just said. So nothing will come of the situation. I feel like would be, for example, Shelly's like, I choose to be single. Good luck, Shelly. Next, by the time we get to the new moon, I'm going to hear that Shelly met someone and he's different, and then we'll both be waiting for like, okay, but what's wrong? What's wrong with him? I'm just reading the messages. And see, okay, Shelly, by you saying you hope your garden is fruitful this year, I feel like collectively, even though we walked into 2023, what do you call those, the plank, like walk the plank, like where you get shot or some shit, like on the boat. Even though that's how we came into 2023, expecting to get shot in the head. We are going to end it in a different place. And I feel like April and May is where the biggest transformation is going to take place, like collapse of everything. So I'm excited for everything to collapse, and I am scared shit for everything to collapse because I don't know what shit's going down. Like, we're supposed to be prepared for something and we don't know what to prepare for, right? But at the same time, it's exciting because it's like, wow, we can really create anything we want. So deck number 1 is in expect a powerful change, this intense, massive creation energy. And I feel like this goes for all of us, bringing balance and manifesting and creating. But deck number 1, especially in the areas like a new romantic cycle begins that maybe you're not even focused on. And I'm sure it's not, you don't want to be in a relationship. It probably is, you're just not looking for one because whatever. But if someone comes in and you can co-create a dream together, that's very different than one disaster after another, right? I mean, that's how I see it. Hold your vision. So remember, you have the seeing card, your visions. If you focus, if you focus on what you want and you just add the emotions to it, like, because our emotions are our energy. When we're happy, when we're excited, and that high vibration, that's how we create. It's the vision combined with the emotions, that feeling. That's how we co-create. That's how we create, period. So I feel like deck number one, that's all you need to do is keep focusing on your vision, keeping your vibration high. And I hate saying that because it's so cliche. Have fun. Have fun. Do what makes you happy. If you like tap dancing, then go tap away. If you like to sing and you can't sing like me, sing away. Nobody cares. Do what makes you feel good and stay in that feel good energy for as long as you can. It's not always going to be rainbows and unicorns, okay? Because we would not grow and expand in that kind of energy. But we can always choose. Like I always hear people, I just want peace. I just want to be happy, right? In their body language. Okay. You can choose to be happy. You can find things that make you happy. I'm happy I have a pool because it's 900 degrees out. So what would I do when I'm sweating? Am I going to say I'm miserable because it's hot? Or am I grateful and excited I have a fucking pool that I could jump in? Same situation, different perspective. So your spirit animal is the penguin, which is very cute. And he represents authentic. Oh, God. Reach out to your tribe in times of need. Family gives you strength when you face the storm. Love your uniqueness. You are full of surprises. Break free from others' expectations and just be yourself. If I vibrate any higher, my head's going to explode. You know what I'm saying? Just be happy. That's really what people, they make it sound like you need to do some kind of ritual to raise your vibration. You just need to laugh. Like sometimes when I'm feeling really bad, I'll deliberately like put on a comedy channel or watch someone or something that I know is going to make me laugh. And I immediately come out of that like, oh, we can always feel, oh, because there's always something to make you feel that. There's also always something to make you feel happy. So your penguin is telling you to break free from others' expectations. Just be yourself. And reach out to your tribe in times of need. And I know a lot of people are going through these crazy emotions, physical challenges, mind fuckery that's going on. This is why I created the Facebook group originally, and this is why I do YouTube videos. I want to bring people together so we can all depend on each other or express ourselves with each other. I want it to be a safe space for everyone to share what they're going through or ask for advice without judgment, because I know most of the time, if you're awakened, the rest of your family is still asleep and they just start making your tinfoil hat and they laugh it off. But you know better. So stay with people that share the same, I don't want to say ideas or beliefs, but the things you have in common with. Find people and do the things you have in common with different people. So you get to express yourself fully, but maybe you have a bunch of different people. Does that make sense? So let's see what your angel message is. Look for a sign. Forgiveness. Wait. And the situation will improve. So what's interesting with this, as soon as I started reading this, I feel like this has to do with a relationship. Now, if it's a past relationship, maybe there's someone in your past that you need. Yes, you are, Judy. I'm glad you're awake. But the rest, I mean, the rest of people around us are not. I mean, wasn't I always the crazy one growing up? By the way, Judy's my sister. She can vouch for my nuttiness. So back to the relationship. There is someone in your past that may have scarred you in some way. And you need to let go of that. You need to forgive. And I don't want to say forgive the person. You need to forgive yourself for not knowing what you know now. That's it. You didn't know. If you knew, you wouldn't have fucking done that, right? We all make the best choices at the time. If we knew the outcome, we wouldn't have made that choice, right? So now you take what you've learned from that. So when you make a choice the next time, you're like, maybe I shouldn't do that. It's that simple. So there might be someone in your past, because don't forget, Mercury retrograde is on April 21st. And that means you might get some exes come slithering in with unfinished business. Okay. Look for a sign is self-explanatory. And I almost feel like, Shelly, wait. Don't come out with the armor right away. So if you're feeling that block when it comes to just vulnerability, I don't want to make it all about relationships, even though I feel like there was a lot of relationship in this reading. Before you try to protect yourself, forgive yourself first for past experiences. You need to let that shit go. Be okay with that. It made you who you are today, right? Without that, you wouldn't be you. And if you're not you, then you probably wouldn't be on this video, and we wouldn't be friends, and things would be very different. So deck number one, see, I'm already screwed up. Deck number one, I hope that resonated with you as we move on to deck number 3. So if you chose romance, watch, this has nothing about relationships and the other one did. If you chose romance, you had deck number, oh my God, 2. So it's probably not a good reaction when someone's reading your cards like, oh my God, what the hell? Okay, so the oh my God was, you have a lot of they slither around spring. They shed their skin and then they come back all sleek and shit. No, because now I sound like I'm a relationship hater, and that's not true. So deck number 2, these are all your chakra cards. So let's narrow them down. You have the sacral chakra, the root chakra, the solar plexus, back to the sacral chakra. Whoa. That flew out of my hand, so that's a serious thing now. Love, crown chakra, and sacral chakra. That's why it flew out of my hand. So deck number 2, I don't want to say you're having issues, and I don't want, like, I am not a doctor. I can't even get this thing not to move. However, you may be having issues in the sacral chakra area, which governs your reproductive organs. So maybe issues with your period, cysts, fibroids, things like that, because there is a lot of suppressed anger that you're holding in this chakra. And it's affecting the way you feel about your sexuality and who you are. Maybe like there was a time where I felt like as I got older, I'm just like not sexy no more, and I might as well just buy a moo and fucking call it a life, and something like that. There's something that occurs in your life sometimes when you just had a baby and you feel like it's still big, like I'll never be sexy again, I'll never look the way I used to look. Like that's, I don't know how to put that into one word, so I'm using examples. So it's that feeling. Also, it's keeping you from attaining what you desire, as if you don't deserve. And if you look at the two example, this example, like not feeling good about yourself and your sexuality and you not being good enough, this feeling is you not being good enough. Does that make sense? That was very hard for me to, sometimes very hard for me to explain what I'm feeling because it's a bunch of different things. So you have the solar plexus. Now you may be having back issues and or stomach issues because these two chakras, actually these three, is where you're holding the most energy. 1, 2, and 3. From your waist down. I almost want to say you're screwed, but you're not. I'm only kidding. But from your waist down, you're holding a lot of shit. For real. I feel like a lot of it has to do with fear, and it's coming from a fear of financial security. Another fear of not being good enough or deserving. And the other fear is that you're not powerful enough. You can't do this. Like, for instance, when you see everything that's going on in the world, maybe you easily be like, oh, what's the fucking point? Like, I don't even want to be here. I mean, I get like that. I get like that. And I know and I still get like that. I'm like, you know what? I don't give a shit about humanity. Let them be extinct. I'm not coming back, so I don't care. I mean, I have those moments too. But I feel like deck number 2 is a little bit more intense. It's almost as if you are constantly anxious about everything. Everything. Your relationships, money, how you feel about yourself, where your life is going, retirement. Like, I just feel overwhelmed with thoughts. But you get a lot of guidance. So you have a lot of signs. The number 7 just came to me. So maybe you're seeing a lot of 7s. I always suggest, I don't want to tell you what each number means because everyone's in a different place in their life. So I always say, Google angel number, spiritual number, and the number. And whatever comes up, whatever you're drawn to, read that. Because everyone will have their own explanation of what the numbers mean. So you have a lot of signs. And if you're seeing the number 7, Google it, see what comes up, and listen to that message. I also feel like you are surrounded by loved ones that have passed on. Like spirits, you're surrounded by a lot of spirits. And it feels like there's all different types. It's not like just one or the other. Although I see a young male, and this could be just for someone, a young male around someone. And they want them to know that they understand and everything is fine. Take it however, I don't know. I hope that makes sense to someone. And everyone's like, who cares? It's not mine. Then you have love. And I don't know, the dog is standing out to me. So I feel like for someone, maybe you have a dog that passed and you're getting little signs that they're around you. I don't know why. That's not how I was reading this card, but that's just what came to me. So if you've lost a dog and lately you've been feeling their presence around you, they really are. It's like they're lending you their energy. They're like that unconditional love because of this shit show that you're in. It's lending you the unconditional love to help lift not just your spirits, just lift you out of whatever hole you fall into. This card is also about being open to receiving. So if you don't think that you deserve something, or you're not good enough for something, or if something good happens, something bad's going to happen right after it, I'm going to lose it. Like if that's your mindset, then you're not really open to receive it. Because in order to receive, your heart has to be open. And don't be afraid to open your heart and receive, because you do deserve it. I believe we all deserve to have whatever it is that we want. We all deserve to have everything we need. I just feel like that is our birthright on this planet. And everyone deserves the same respect, the same honor, the same acceptance, and free will to do you. Oh, wow. Oh, that is cool. Oh, the little doggy. So maybe then that's what it is. If you've been feeling it, that's them lending you their energy. And like if you didn't pick number 2, but the dog story relates to you, take what resonates. It's not like if you didn't pick number 2, you know, it's not your message. All the decks are going to resonate with each other. So what's interesting is that you have the romance card, and 2 and 3 is 5, and the number 5 is positive growth through change. Google the number, but that's how I see this number, because I feel like that's where you are. You're in intense changes, and it's scary and it's unknown, but it's getting you to be aware of what's really blocking you. And the romance, remember, it's not just love. It can also be romancing yourself, your own self-love. And that's what I feel like with the areas you're holding all this energy is really about. This doesn't feel like it's necessarily a relationship. This is the relationship you have with yourself. So those of you who picked the card because you thought it was going to be a relationship, that's the universe for you. So you have luck is on your side. Look at the bigger picture. A new start is coming. Show the world the real you, and you are good enough. So that kind of just validates what I said, other than the new start is coming. And that's really the positive growth through change. So there's a lot of changes going on. Oh, surprise, surprise. Look what you got. You got the sacral chakra again, the solar plexus again, and the heart chakra again. So and the numbers 2, 3, 4 stood out to me because that's second, third, and fourth chakra. But the numbers on the card stood out to me. So maybe 2, 3, and 4 means something to you in some kind of combination, or you're seeing those numbers. I don't know what 2, 3, 4 would mean in numerology. Look it up if that's what you're connected to. But I still feel like this is where you're holding a lot of your fear. Closing off your heart, giving away your power, and just storing these emotions. That's where a lot of your anxiety is coming from. Stored emotions, like you're afraid to express them because you got to keep everything together. Like maybe you're the peacemaker in the family, or the caretaker for everyone. I feel like you're just overwhelmed and you have no way to express this overwhelming feeling and these emotions that are attached to it. So I feel like you feel like you're going to snap soon. And you might, because there's a lot of shit coming at us. I think we're all going to snap. That's what I think is going to happen. Not in a bad way, in a purging way. But something needs to change for all of us. So just allow yourself to have that breakdown whenever it happens, however you need it. It's going to purge out a lot. It's also going to make you aware of a lot of suppressed emotions that you're not even aware of. Like maybe you think, oh, I'm afraid. I'm afraid it's not going to work, right? I'm afraid it's not going to work is so vague because the fear itself has so many different emotions that could attach to fear, right? So maybe it's not that you're afraid. Maybe it really is, I don't deserve it. I'm afraid it won't happen because I don't deserve it. So this is something I feel like you might want to journal. You might want to ask yourself, like for instance, with affirmations. Affirmations are great, but not if you don't believe them. So walking around, I am good enough, I am good enough, is not really going to work because you don't believe it. If you did, you wouldn't have to say it, right? So our mind likes to respond to questions. So instead of saying, I am good enough, ask, why am I good enough? And whatever comes to mind, write down why you're good enough. Why do I deserve to have blah, blah, blah? Ask your mind it because your mind will search for the truth in your beliefs. And that's how you pull this out and you have a better understanding of your belief system. So instead of babbling affirmations over and over, and I used to do that, I write them on my mirrors and stuff. But then I started, like when I read the affirmation on my mirror, I would ask, why do I deserve to be financially secure? Because your mind will find the truth hidden within it. And that's how you change your mindset. I didn't see this card, trapped in fear and recognition and reward. So that I feel like is part of the big changes that is coming your way. Let's see your angel message. I don't know why I'm laughing. I just feel like someone's going to be like, wow, you have success. Ask your angels, reconsider, and compromise. Now remember, compromise is not sacrifice. Compromise is changing something without changing who you are. Or you really don't like steak, but your significant other wants steak. You don't like it, but you'll eat it. That's a compromise. If you're vegan and they want you to eat it and you eat it to make them happy, that's a sacrifice. So compromise, don't sacrifice. And you do have a lot of guidance, a lot of guidance. When you, and this might not apply to everyone, so take it as it resonates. When you see the shadows from the corner of your eye, like you think you see something, I feel like you do. You're seeing a spirit, maybe a being from another dimension. It really could be anything, but it's not your eyes. It's not that you're making it up, because I feel like this happens very often and you keep just writing it off because either you're too scared to acknowledge what it really is, or I don't know, you question your intuition, you question your abilities. I think that's what it is. You question your abilities. Like you're not owning those abilities because it's something you've always done, but recently it's getting stronger. What the hell is a loon? Okay, so your animal is a loon. I thought that was a duck, but it's a loon. Never heard of a loon. Have you heard of a loon? Intuitive. Listen to the song in your soul. Trust your intuition as you have a way of knowing. Emerge from the busy life and seek more solitude. Recognize that you are unique and that you are loved. So see, this is also like where it says compromise and sacrifice. Like if you're the one that is caring, the caretaker for everyone, or um, you're the one that's got to keep the peace in the family and try to get everyone to get along, that's overwhelming. And there's a lot of sacrifice in that. So worry about you and focus on you, your needs, your energy, your self-care, and everyone else will figure out their own shit. The world's not going to end if you don't care for everyone. Trust me. Because if you weren't here, they would have to figure a way to do it without you anyway. So you might as well enjoy your time while you're here and stop sacrificing for other people. I'm sorry that this thing keeps moving. Okay, so deck number 2, I hope that resonated with you. My pencil is dying. Okay, so deck number 3. Fertility. See, there's a lot of fertility out here. A lot of fertile myrtles going on. Okay, let's separate. We got a lot of cards too. Okay, so you have the heart chakra, forgiveness, throat chakra again, and solar plexus. So deck number 3, you may have always had problems with your throat, like you always got like sore throat, swollen glands, you lose your voice. There's something about your throat chakra that you store all your energy in, and it feels like instead, because you have forgiveness, right? This is your heart chakra. And then you have the self-esteem, solar plexus. So when you feel like crying, for instance, and I think this came out in the April readings too. When you feel like crying, but it's not a good time to cry because there are people around you. You know, when you get that lump in your throat and you swallow it and you literally can feel the energy like expanding in your throat, like you can't even swallow anymore. That's what I feel like deck number 3 does. Instead of expressing themselves, they swallow it. Like as if you're not allowed to express yourself. Like the self-esteem card has to do with like confidence and self-worth. And if you don't believe you're worthy of speaking your mind, speaking your heart, or sharing what you're feeling, then you've been storing it here. And it feels like there's a lot of stored energy in the throat chakra, and not a doctor. However, I do believe where we store energy, it becomes like a bomb. It just gets bigger and tighter and more powerful, like a giant knot. And then that's how we get sick. So depending on where you store your energy, that's the area you may have issues with. And if you're having issues with your throat chakra, I highly suggest that you do things to release that energy, especially when it comes to your throat. Singing, screaming, even self-expression. Let's say, you know, you want to dress like a hippie from the 70s. That's who you are. But you could never do that because everybody would judge you. And when you did, people made fun of you, blah, blah, blah. So, but you really love that style, but you can't do it because nobody else likes it. That kind of energy. Do it. Just do it anyway. Just do it anyway. Because the more unique you are, the more valuable you are to the universe. Remember that. The universe doesn't like copycats. The universe likes uniqueness. Then you have the root chakra. So I feel with this, Even though it's the root chakra, I feel also, I really think that we're all going to have some kind of breakdown. I can feel it. But I feel like this is going to be like an emotional breakdown. And it's going to clear out a lot of stuff. However, I also feel like you're taking a short trip soon, either for the weekend, overnight, or maybe even for the day. But this unexpected trip is exactly what you need to heal from this emotional stuff you're going through. You have patience, and you have deception and envy. The deception and envy feels like there is a person around you that's pretending to be authentic. And I feel like they're threatened by your uniqueness, your gifts, skills, talents, whatever it is, they're threatened by it. You already feel this. You already know that this person something is off. You don't know exactly what it is, but something just doesn't feel right about this person. Trust that. It's not your job to change this person or change for this person. They're actually reflecting a part of you, like something you believe about yourself. Like what they're envious about, you don't even believe you have that. Like I so many times I'll do reading and I'll say, oh, there's someone envious. And right away they'll say, there's nothing to be envious about. Envious doesn't necessarily mean the things you have. Envious could be your light. It could be your gifts, the skills you have, the talents you have, the experience you have. I mean, and people can be envious of anything. The fact that you're always in a good mood, or the fact that you always see a positive side to things. That is your unique gift. That's what I feel like this person is envious of, your uniqueness. They're not your people. They're just not your people. So trust your intuition and follow it. Trust your intuition. You will get validated. You definitely will get validated for your intuition. So I think this came out in the April readings too. You got 2 no's. So there's something you've been focusing on that you're thinking worst case scenario, that you're preparing for some kind of devastation. And I'm not laughing because I'm laughing at you. I'm laughing because I can relate to it. You're preparing for some kind of devastation. And you know in your heart that's not the case. First, it doesn't even exist because it hasn't even happened. Second of all, you're preparing for something that's not even going to exist. So I feel like your guides are constantly giving you some kind of validation in some way, either through numbers, through symbols, through animals, something like that, that you're on the right path. You're doing the right thing. Stop worrying about shit that doesn't exist. Like, that's exactly what it feels like. Then you have let go and you're ready. So it could be about you taking action on something and you keep procrastinating because you're afraid to take like this chance, or you got to put yourself out there because you got your throat chakra issues. You have issues communicating it or expressing it or just putting it out there to the world. That's where I feel like the let go comes in. You have to take that leap, because once you take that teeny little step, you're going to feel very differently about the whole situation. It's just about taking that tiny little step. So you have, what do you need to release? Nothing is yet set in stone. So you see how there's like, it's like a stormy ocean. That's what I feel like you keep waiting to encounter, but that's not what it is. Just because it's unknown and that's what nothing is yet set in stone feels like to me. It feels like it's just unknown. You don't have to prepare for battle. It's just unknown. It doesn't have to shift and change in a challenging way. It can easily shift and change if you just go with it. You and your loved ones are safe. Here's the balance: spirituality and practicality. Step out of your comfort zone, and a personal issue reaches resolution. I feel collectively for those who have been working on themselves. Not everybody, but those who have been working on themselves. I feel the biggest challenges that we've had to face, we've already faced. I don't feel like the future challenges are going to be the same degree as the challenges that woke us up, if that makes sense. Like challenges, intense rock bottom, awakenings are brutal. The hard part is over. I don't feel we're facing that because we've already faced the worst, which was the not knowing what we didn't know. So along the way that you've awakened and your spiritual growth, you've learned to trust your intuition. You've learned to be mindful of signs and just the energies of the universe. You can't unknow that. You know that now, which has prepared you for the intense changes that are taking place. But they're not going to be the same intensity of challenges that awakened us in the beginning. It's not even close. And then there are those who are going to get smacked in the ass with, it's going to be a collective awakening. That's what's going to happen. And if you're already awakened, you're like, oh, okay, now we can move on. It's going to feel relief, where the others that are new to this are going to be like, what the hell are we going to do? You know what I'm saying? So you're not, if you're watching this, you've been through the awakening process. So a personal issue reaches resolution to me feels like you've already put in your time. You've already encountered the most challenging aspects of yourself. Now it's just about being uncomfortable. Step out of your comfort zone. It's just being okay with the unknown and just going with the flow and hoping that it's all going to work out. Because deep down inside, we all know it's going to work out. We just don't know how. Your spirit animal, is the dolphin. Play. Swim in the happy joy of living. Inhale confidence and exhale fear. Dive into your wisdom and go with the flow. See, just have fun with it. See, where is see the stormy waters? You can take that same water and swim like the dolphin, right? Because it's still splashing and splishing and splashing? You know what I'm saying. You can choose how you want to encounter those waters. So deck number 3, I hope that resonated with you. I'm sorry that my whole thingy here is shaking. But okay, so now we're going to move on to the meditation. What was interesting about this, usually right before I prepare for the circles, I'll go outside and like channel and receive messages, and I'll get little images of what type of meditation we're going to do. That did not happen. So whatever's going to come through is going to come through. I do feel like it has to do with balance. That's all I know. So this is about bringing balance to our lives, and I guess we're going to see where it's going to take us. So get yourself nice and comfy. You can lay or sit down. Close your eyes and take a deep breath in and let out an exhale and feel your body relax. Breathe in through your nose and exhale. And now I want you, with your eyes closed, to look up at your forehead and breathe in and exhale. Keeping your eyes focused on your forehead with your eyes closed. Just be mindful of your breathing in and out. And each exhale, you feel your body become deeper and deeper relaxed, feeling safe and secure, just to let go. It feels so good to let go and just be. Focusing on your breathing in and out. Any thoughts you become aware of easily flow away with each exhale. Thoughts just flying through. Just observe and focus on breathing in and out. And now imagine a golden light pouring in through the top of your head. And you can feel the warmth of this light as it gently caresses your scalp. You can feel the warmth moving down your face, your eyes, relaxing your jaw and the back of your neck as it gently flows down, relaxing your shoulders, down your arms, relaxing your arms and your hands, down the middle of your back and your chest, feeling your body getting heavier and heavier as it moves down your waist, stomach, feeling very heavy and very limp, so relaxed as it moves down your hips. Feel your hips relax, becoming heavier and lighter as it pours down your legs, feeling your thighs relax, your knees, moving down your shins, out through your toes, relaxing your toes. And now another wave of relaxation. The golden light pours down in through the top of your head and your body becoming very heavy and limp, but you feel lighter and lighter. As it pours down, you can feel your body becoming so light, as if you can float. Feeling relaxed, heavy and limp, and as light as a feather, as if you are floating away. And each inhale, you feel lighter. And as you exhale, you can feel your body float. And just enjoy the feeling of floating. And as you begin to float higher and higher, you notice there is a cloud supporting you. You are just laying on this cloud as you begin to float. And it's made just for you because you feel comfortable and safe as you begin to float even higher and higher. And it doesn't matter where you float to, you just enjoy this feeling. As you float higher and higher, almost as if you detached from the heaviness of your body. And as you float higher and higher, you realize you are in a meadow. And this meadow is so safe and so beautiful. It's the perfect temperature. You can feel the gentle breeze caress your skin. You can feel the soft grass beneath your feet. And as you walk, you can hear gently your feet walking over the grass. You can feel how the grass tickles the bottom of your feet, the coolness of the grass. It feels so perfect. The sun is shining its healing rays on you in the perfect temperature. And you can feel the healing energy of the sun as it shines upon you. In the distance, you hear some birds, the beautiful music, the beautiful songs of nature. Now you explore this space. It is breathtaking. You feel so safe and loved within this space, surrounded by nature. In the distance, you can hear the rustling of leaves in a gentle breeze of the trees. You can feel the cool air as you inhale, filling you up with pure love and light. And as you explore this space, you come to a path, and the path is unknown. It's just so inviting and so beautiful. Confidently, you walk along this path, knowing it is a perfect path for you, even if you can't see what's ahead. You feel so safe in this place, it doesn't matter. And you begin walking this path and just observe what surrounds you. Notice the sounds in the distance and around you. What can you smell that surrounds you? What do you feel as you walk along this path? So curious where this path leads to. You know you are safe and protected. And this path leads you to a very special balloon, almost like a hot air balloon. However you picture this balloon is perfect for you. And there is a spirit in this balloon. It could be your higher self, your spirit guide, galactic family, or loved one. However you see this person, they are here to show you something amazing about who you are. They hold their hand out to you as they lead you into this balloon. And you know you are safe and protected and deeply loved by this soul with you. Now this guide is asking you, what would you like to see? What version of you would you like to see? And you tell them what version you'd like to see. And the balloon rocks very gently as it begins to lift into the air. But something is holding this balloon down. And as you look over, you notice there are many, many ropes holding this balloon down. And you know that each of these ropes represents a fear, a belief, a story, a paradigm that you've been holding on to, knowing you are ready to let go. You release these ropes one by one. However you release the rope is perfect just for you. Maybe you have a magic wand. Maybe you have scissors, a knife, a rock, whatever it is that you have. You are determined to release these ropes from your balloon so you can float higher and higher into your desired place. And as you remove these ropes, you notice there are certain people attached to these ropes. And you know it is time to release and let go of not just the people, but the beliefs and stories attached to them. And as you remove each of these ropes, you set those people free and you see them float away, filled with gratitude and love for you. And then you realize your balloon begins to float higher and higher. Each cord you release, each rope you cut, your balloon floats higher and higher. And before you know it, you are floating to your desired area, the place you told your guide you wanted to go. And as you float, a TV screen appears somewhere in the clouds, and it is showing you these versions of you. The old version, just like a movie. Your current version, and your future version. And you realize how this is all connected. And you're just observing what's going on. Just observe the movie. And you know you have done a lot of work to heal to become this person. And now it is time for you to share your love for Earth. And the balloon begins to float higher and higher. and you feel like you're in infinity somewhere out in the universe. And you look and you see Earth. She looks so tiny from this massive space you're in. And you realize that Earth may be having a hard time right now. She needs the same healing that you've been giving yourself. So you place your hands on your heart. And as you exhale this beautiful emerald green light and surround Earth with this green protection of love and light. And you can see everyone who is also sending Earth this love and light. The Earth begins to pulsate at a different frequency. You no longer feel the sadness of Earth. You're full of hope, knowing that the Earth too is healing, and you are a part of this very special time in Earth's history right now. And just continue to breathe this healing light, this emerald green light onto Earth, blanketing the entire planet and everything and everyone on it. Because what Earth needs now is love. And you know, just like your path, it was unknown. Earth also is in unknown. But together, you can trust and know that it's taking you and Earth to a better place. A place of love and understanding. A place of acceptance and healing. Now your guide lets you know that you've done an amazing job healing yourself and healing Earth. And you can feel this connection to your heart chakra with Earth, as if your heart and the Earth's heart are one. And you can see everyone else connected to Earth through this light, knowing we are all in this together, and together we can bring balance and harmony. Now your guide lets you know that it's time to go back to the meadow where you first started your journey. And the balloon gently lands right in the middle of the meadow. You thank your guide for its love, for showing you and helping you heal. And you begin to walk back to where you started, back to the cloud. As you lay on this cloud, you can feel the cloud becoming more and more dense as you reconnect to your physical body. You can feel your light body becoming one with your physical body, feeling more and more solid, becoming aware of the room, the sounds of the room. And when you're ready, Open your eyes. I was in a deep trance. Okay, I can't even see. I see blurry. I was like in such a trance, guys. So I know there's like a delay on the video. And I know sometimes people fall asleep. So even if you're on the replay and you fell asleep, good night. I hope you enjoyed that meditation and you were able to get some awareness of what's been holding you back through the ropes on the balloon and the people that are attached to those ropes. So I feel like you all fell asleep on me, guys. Well, if you did, have a good sleep. When I was doing the reading, there were a couple. I don't remember what deck it was, but throughout the different readings, there were a couple. Offhand right now. You're welcome. I hope you enjoy the meditation. I hope you're feeling relaxed and maybe you got some awareness for what's keeping you stuck and what's keeping you from taking action. One thing about meditations, when we do these kinds of meditations, drink a lot of water, because if you're not thirsty yet, you will get thirsty within the next like half hour. Drink a lot of water and help your body recalibrate and purge whatever you released, because believe it or not, you did do some intense energy healing right now. You feel tired, go to sleep, but drink a lot of water. I hope you all enjoy the full moon energy, and I will see you the next new moon. And I will be trying, I always say this, but I really have the intention of doing another meditation on YouTube soon. Thank you, Lucy. So if you subscribe, you should be notified when I do the meditation. It was just that I myself was waiting for something and I kept putting it off, and there's really no reason to do that. So I hope you enjoy the full moon, and I hope this helped you bring some kind of balance and harmony into your life. I love you guys. Have an amazing night, and I will see you soon.